Let's quickly talk about credit cards for bad credit with no deposit, instant approval. Here are the top 5 issuers that easily grant high limits lately. They have been doing this lately, and so this is just fantastic. So if you are interested in today's conversation, I want you to stick around till the end. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about credit cards for bad credit with no deposit, instant approval. And so here are the top 5 issuers that easily grant high limits. Number 5, we have the Revi card. Our score, 8.4 over 10. So when you think about the Revi card, you were thinking about, they do have a constellation of fees though, boss, so be very careful here. They have one-time fees of $89. Their regular APR is through the roof. You have 34.99%. They charge you an annual fee for the first year of $75 and $48 after that. And there's actually no monthly fee the first year. After that, there is a monthly fee of $6.25. But you do have a rewards rate here, 1% cashback. So minimum credit here, bad credit. So the Revi card is pretty good unsecured credit card for people with poor credit who want to earn rewards but need to borrow for emergencies. So cardholders earn 1% cashback on all purchases after paying the card's bill, and the card has a $300 minimum credit limit with no deposit needed. And so because you don't have, the thing is, they're charging you all those fees because it is unsecured, so they're not requiring you to make any deposit. And the limit can go all the way to $3,000. We have seen people who got approved for $5,000 on the Revi card. So what are the pros and cons of this card? Pros: you can qualify with poor credit if you have 300 or 325 credit score. That's not a problem. And they do not require a security deposit. What about the cons? You have a constellation of one-time fees, and the regular APR is kind of high. Think about it, 34.99%. Okay, now in terms of rewards, you can earn 1% cashback rewards on payments made to your Revi credit card. One thing I want to say here is that you need to really think about whether or not this works for you. Okay, now Revi active cardholders get exclusive access to free credit monitoring powered by TransUnion. In other words, and you want to sign up for that because you definitely want to make sure that you actually improve your credit real fast because this is a very costly proposition to build credit, but you need to do it. It is a cost, it is an investment, but you got to do what you got to do. But you have the opportunity to request credit limit increases after 6 to 12 months. Okay, now there are fees that may apply though if you request a credit limit increase. Number 4, we have Indigo. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So when you think about Indigo MasterCard for less than perfect credit, that's the official name of the card. This is a pretty good unsecured credit card for people with poor credit, and they offer a credit limit that starts at 300 and it goes all the way to 5,000, and there is no security deposit required. Okay, and so the Indigo card has an annual fee of $0 to $99 depending on the state you're applying from and your credit score. So this is worth paying if you have damaged credit and need a credit card for emergency borrowing. Very important. So what are the pros and cons of this card? Pros: you can qualify for, of course, with a bad credit, and they do not require a security deposit. So that's a good thing. That's the good thing here. The cons: you have membership fees, high regular APR, and a foreign fee. Now, one thing we love about the Indigo card is that you can pre-qualify for this card and it will not impact your credit score. So if you have poor credit, if you have 325, 400, whatever, you can pre-qualify and see how much you can actually you can see whether or not you qualify in the first place. Okay, you have mobile account access at any time. You have fraud protection for stolen or lost cards, and your account history is reported to the 3 major credit bureaus in the United States. One thing we love about Indigo is that their customer service is really great. Okay, this is really great. And so, as I said before, they actually will give you an initial credit limit that ranges from 300 to 5,000. Okay, and again, it is what it is. But one thing I want to say here is that this card is great because it helps you rebuild credit. Okay, now the fees will vary based on your credit worthiness. So depending on your credit worthiness, this card will charge you an annual fee of $0, $59, or $75 the first year, and $99 afterwards. So that's a big range. So it's really understandable if you want a card with more predictable cost. And if you don't need an emergency loan, a secure credit card is definitely the way to go. But again, you gotta really think about what really works for you. Okay. Now, balances carried from month to month with the Indigo credit card will accrue interest at an annual rate that could have been above the market averages for secure credit cards and credit cards in general. So you should try to pay off amounts owed as quickly as possible, especially with these cards. Okay. Never carry a balance. Not good at all. Number 3, we have OppFi. Our score, 9.1 over 10. Now, so when you think about OppFi, you got to think about a constellation of pluses and minuses. So what are the pros and cons? Pros, you can qualify with bad credit. They do not require a security deposit. Those are the pros. What about the cons? Well, membership fees apply, okay? You have a high regular APR and they have a foreign fee. So when you think about a credit card for bad credit, and basically OppFi, they actually have their limits, their credit limits stops generally at 1,000. Although we have seen people in California and New York get approved for $3,000. Okay, so the OppFi credit card is a pretty good unsecured credit card for people with poor credit who need to borrow up to $1,000 and in some exceptional cases up to $3,000, and they don't mind paying the $99 annual fee or a $35.99 APR, 35.99% APR. Okay, and you have to understand, although the OppFi card is expensive compared to most secure credit cards, it does not charge you the expensive monthly fees or application processing fees that other unsecured credit cards for bad credit are known for. Remember, the rethink card and the Indigo, they were charging like crazy, but OppFi they actually don't do that. And one thing I want to say here is that when you think about the OppFi credit card, there are some things that are really interesting. You have instant use. So if you apply for the OppFi credit card and get approved, you will receive your card information right away before the actual card arrives in the mail, which is really great if you want to shop online, because this allows you to make purchases online or by phone. Okay, and you can also add your card to a mobile wallet. Okay, there are no monthly or one-time fees. This is good. I mean, besides the $99 annual fee or 35.99% APR, you are pretty good to go. But again, whether you were talking about OppFi or Indigo or rethink, those are cards that you only use for a specific. You don't use them for a while. I mean, you don't use them for a long time. You can use them for 1 or 2 years, and after that, you just close them. Okay. So in this right now, because you have bad credit, you need a card to actually rebuild credit, but also you need a card to engage in everyday activity. You want to travel, you want to whatever. You simply because you have bad credit doesn't mean you have to stop living. Okay, very important. Let's talk about number 2. So number 2 is Pedal 2. Our score, 9.5 over 10. Now, Pedal 2 actually gives you a breath of fresh financial air, really. So there are no membership fees. This is a great card actually, and you can earn. The card has no fees, It has 1.5% cash back on eligible purchases after making 12 on-time monthly payments, and you have 1% cash back on eligible purchases right away. So the APR here is kind of decent too. APR 15.99% to 29.99%. And in terms of recommended credit score, no credit history or bad credit is fine. So one thing we love here is that this card is really great. This is one of our favorites. With the Pedal 2 Visa credit card issued by WebBank, you will earn 1% in 1% back, 1% in cashback rather on eligible purchases. But what we really love here is that there is no annual fee, there are no monthly fees. There's none of that. Okay, and it's really important. It's really important to understand that you can actually build your credit faster with this card. They report to all the 3 credit bureaus. This is really good. Okay, you will get a chance, therefore, to build credit through responsible credit use while earning cashback rewards, and your monthly payments are reported to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. What's really unique in our view, again, we have researched this a lot. What's really unique about this card is the alternative approval process it offers for people without good established credit. Some applicants may be given the option to link their banking information when applying, which may be used to generate a cash score. So this score helps determine your eligibility for the card and is based on factors like your regular bill payments, your spending, your savings, and the money you make. And you can also see if you are pre-approved for the Pedal 2 Visa credit card before submitting a full application and agreeing to a hard inquiry on your credit reports. So this is really great. The reason why we love Pedal 2 is that the cash score that you have is fantastic. Why? Because listen, you can have a bad credit score, but you could be just chilling in a lot of cash right now. You could be awash in cash, but still have a poor credit score, because a poor credit score might take, depending on how low you fell, it might take a long while for you to come back to, into the average or good territory. But the cash, you can make cash today. If you have a good job, you basically, earn a lot of good cash. So that's pretty great. So this is just fantastic. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to another session of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about credit cards for bad credit with no deposit, instant approval. And so we want to share with you the top 5 issuers that easily grant high limits lately. So number 1, the best of the best in our view, Capital One Platinum. Our score 9.8 over 10. So when you think about Capital One Platinum, it's not the card itself. The card itself is like just normal card, yeah. But what's really good is that once you have this card, and if you use the card responsibly, you can be upgraded to a better card, or you can basically increase the limit on this card after 6 months. So Capital One, what they do is that they will actually change the type of card that you have in their system, and they will actually put the change to the credit bureaus also. So you don't have to change cards; you can just be upgraded. Okay, and so the regular APR on this card is 28.49%. And the recommended credit score goes from a 560 to 580 to 740. So poor credit to good credit. So the Capital One, when you really think about it, the Capital One Platinum card does not offer many rewards or benefits, but it is a solid choice for building your credit score. There is no annual fee, and you will pay a 28.49% variable APR on any balances you carry. Capital One will actually assign your credit limit based on income and other factors in your application. Okay, so this is kind of cool. It is really, when you think about it, it is actually a useful tool for improving your credit and instilling good credit habits that will help you maintain your score over time. Okay, and what they do is they promise, at least that's what we have seen, they automatically review your accounts for credit line increases starting at 6 months. And the CreditWise from Capital One program can help you monitor your credit score and your progress over time. Okay, so this is really important. But for us, the most important benefit of having a Capital One credit card is that Capital One is an established issuer of very great credit cards. Okay, so if you can, it's something that OppFi doesn't do, Indigo doesn't do, RevI doesn't do, pedal to. Although the card is great, they don't have as many credit cards as Capital One. They're not an established national credit card providers, but Capital One is. So if you can have a foot in the door, you basically stand a chance to be upgraded to a better card later on, or you stand a chance to actually have your credit limits increased every 6 months or every 3 months. It's all about your initial financials. It's all about your initial financial information. I mean, your the job you have, the stability of your job, your income level, and also your banking history plays an important role also. Remember, Capital One also offers checking accounts and savings accounts. So this could be a great possibility. If you want to get this card, it could be great to actually open a checking account or savings account with Capital One, and so that they have your banking information with them, you can start building a relationship with them. So when comes time to apply for this Capital One Platinum, you can actually get it approved, and they can start you at a high limit. This is very important. If you have made it so far, I want to reward you with a bonus, okay? I have a bonus for you, and I want to talk about an account that a lot of people don't talk. It's not really a credit card, but it is sort of it is a credit product, and this is the Fingerhut credit accounts. Our score 8/10. So so this is not a credit card per se, and they do accept folks who have bad credit, fair credit, limited history. Not a problem. Okay, there are no one-time fees, there is no annual fee, there's no monthly fee. The APR on purchases is 29.99%. Now, one thing you need to understand here is that when we talk about pros and cons, there are no membership fees. You can qualify with limited or no credit history. They do not require a security deposit, but they do have a high regular APR. This is really important to remember. Okay, so let's quickly dig a little deeper here. So when you think about a Fingerhut credit card account, and by the way, we have reviewed this account on another show. So if you're interested, let us know in the comment section, and we'll just send you the link. Or you can just search in our video catalog you can search Fingerhut and you will see it. So Fingerhut is really a good credit card / credit account for building credit, even if you don't plan on shopping from Fingerhut.com's catalog. With a $0 annual fee and a lower credit score requirements than most store cards, the Fingerhut credit accounts can help people with limited credit history improve their credit standing for free. Even applicants with damaged credit may get approved in some cases, which is really great. Okay, and if you apply for the Fingerhut credit accounts as the card is officially known, it's best not to carry a balance from month to month, because such balances will accrue interest at a very high rate, 29.99%. Okay, so this is something that what it is. And so one thing I want to say here is that you really can enjoy the no fees. Okay, interest rate are not so high, but you can just, as long as you pay your balance in full every month, you're good to go. And you have to understand that you can also get an instant decision. Okay, you can pre-qualify. So once you pre-qualify, you can get an instant decision. It's all about how you want to use the card. You can shop top brands at Fingerhut.com, like Samsung and Levi's, with budget-friendly, low monthly payments. Okay, and they do approve a lot of folks. Basically, based on our research, we've seen that 90% of people who apply, they get approved. This is really important. So this is really great. Before closing today's conversation, let me just talk a little bit let me just contextualize today's conversation. One thing you need to understand is that unsecured credit cards for bad credit do not require a security deposit for approval, which makes it possible for people with damaged credit to borrow money for emergency expenses. Now, one thing you need to understand, the lack of a deposit that really comes at a high cost though, because unsecured credit cards for bad credit have tougher approval requirements and higher fees than secured credit cards. And so unsecured credit cards for people with bad credit also tend to have low spending limits. We're speaking about maximum $5,000, and even $5,000, that's kind of high. You have $1,000 or $3,000. But the thing here, you need to understand, and you cannot increase your credit limit simply by paying more, as is the case when you add to a secure card's deposit. So it's important. So really what we recommend getting a secure card unless you absolutely need an emergency loan of $200 or less. Okay, so those are really, really important, because the bottom line is when you think about all the fees, you think about the monthly fees, you think about how do you call it? You have the monthly fees, you have other stuff, you have a yearly fee, you have a one-time fee, you have a constellation of fees that's just crazy. Okay, so the thing here is that an unsecured credit card can help you build credit, yes. However, please, as I said before, once you get to a comfortable level, let's say you start at 300 and you get to 400 or 500, please close that credit card. Usually, we do not advise folks to close credit cards because keeping it open can actually help you with length of credit history, which is a great criterion for your credit score, right? However, and this is a big however, you want to close these types of credit cards because of the charges. Because if you keep them open, they'll keep charging you over and over and over, whether you use the card or not. That's the same thing for that applies to the Revi card, to the Indigo card, okay? And those two cards, you really want to be careful here. You want to close them, yeah. I mean, they'll charge you the first year because you need them and they need you. That's how they make money. That's how their business model works. But once you are done, you are done. That's what it is. Do not keep that card open. Otherwise, you'll be paying a lot of cash every month and every year just to have the card open, even though the APR is astronomically high, right? 34.99%, too high. Okay, before I do a recap here, please check out our credit card evaluation approach. We have a strong methodology on this show when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing credit cards. So please check this out. Let's quickly do a recap here. So here are the credit cards for bad credit with no deposit, instant approval, and the top 5 issuers that easily grant high limits. Number 1, Capital One Platinum, 9.8 over 10. Number 2, Pedal 2, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, OpFi, 9.1 over 10. Number 4, we have Indigo, 8.8 over 10. Number 5, we have Revi card, 8.4 over 10. And in the bonus category, we have Fingerhut credit accounts, 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.